Hey everybody! So today I'm going to talk a little bit more about the Galactic Center. The last video was about planets conjunct the Galactic Center, specifically conjunctions. I want to make this clear. Both me and Natalie think the Galactic Center is important regardless if you've got planets conjuncted or doing anything to it. It's probably, you know, we think it's important regardless. It should be looked at regardless. But a lot of our area of focus right now does involve planets, right? And another thing we've been looking at are planets opposite the Galactic Center. Now, I'm going to shoot some science out. The ideas that we've tossed around. The science may not be entirely correct. I'm hoping that it's pretty close, but, you know, neither her or I are cosmologists or astrophysicists or anything like that. So, if anybody wants to educate, shoot us something about it. If anybody watching this happens to be a cosmologist or an astrophysicist or knows one, and you wouldn't mind talking to us about this, about the science behind this, we'd love to hear from you. If you want to be compensated for your time, we would be happy to oblige. But so an area of focus for us is also planets opposite the Galactic Center. Most people, unless you were just born more recently, it's going to be in the 26 degrees something Sagittarius. The Galactic Center is not a fixed star, right? Supermassive black hole, but it moves slowly like a fixed star does. Right now it's at 27 degrees 3 minutes Sagittarius. So that would put the galactic anti-center at right now 27 degrees 3 minutes Gemini. Now, depending on when you were born, it'll actually be opposite of where the Galactic Center was when you were born. So 26 something Gemini for most people that would be watching this right now, I would think. So in space, the galactic anti-center is, and I'm kind of looking at my notes so I don't totally fuck this up. The galactic anti-center seems to be it seems to be a place that's kind of dusty, kind of hazy. Planets that, or I won't say planets because I'm not talking about the astrology right now. I'm talking about the science. Things that might be there aren't as easily seen. Let me pull up this one. Let me see. Yeah, it's in an area called a zone of avoidance. And it's just like it's a dusty area, right? Where it doesn't seem like much can be seen there. From my understanding of it, anyway. I could be a little off about that, but it seems like things that are there in the sky, they're not as seen. That makes sense. So in running with that idea scientifically, you could almost say that planets opposite the Galactic Center in your chart, there might be something dusty or hazy about the view of being able to see them, or even the view of being able to feel them. Almost like cloud cover. They're there, you feel them, but perhaps you don't feel them completely. Or something along those lines. It could also be that you don't want yourself to completely feel them. Feel that planetary energy, whatever it might be. there might be some necessity to that. This would depend on the whole chart. And again, this is all just fucking with astrology and theory right now, right? But it is an interesting idea, you know. What does that mean for those planets? Because for anything that's there, what does that mean for it? What does that mean for them? So this has been another area that we've been looking at too. So we included, you know, in the survey that we did, we included questions about the oppositions to the Galactic Center, any planet opposite there in the chart around, you know, 26 something Gemini. And let me see. There does seem, one of the questions that we ask, how do you feel? And really for this survey so far, we were looking at people. The survey primarily has to do with the conjunctions, right? But people that also had something opposite, we were looking at now in time. We would just look at the oppositions and just look at, you know, without there needing to be a conjunction there. But for right now, we were looking at oppositions that planetary oppositions that people had when they also had something conjunct. I do think it's interesting that in these answers, there does seem, and this isn't all of them, but in a lot of them, there does seem to be a feeling of struggle, or what's another word that I could use? Lack of being able to express the opposing planet, the planet that opposes the Galactic Center, which kind of correlates with this idea scientifically, assuming that I have that science totally correct. It does kind of correlate with that. People, yeah, just the idea of struggling with that planet or whatever. We were just primarily looking at planets and Chiron and the north and south nodes and the cardinal points. Opposing and conjuncting the Galactic Center. But there does seem to be a theme of challenge or a struggle or of just not being able to express that planet the way that it wants to be expressed. So if you happen, and you could do this regardless if you have a planet also conjunct the Galactic Center, but I might say, take a look if you have a planet opposing the Galactic Center. And again, we're not totally sure about where to cut the bounds off. I know I mentioned that in the other video, like where the bounds of conjunct the anti-center would be and conjunct the Galactic Center. So I would start pretty wide. I would say anything from 16 Gemini to 6 Cancer. Though I would also think that the closer in the planet or north node or cardinal point or Chiron or whatever is to the actual degree of the galactic anticenter, maybe the less clear or more challenging that planet ends up being for you. You could totally check this out though in your own chart and take a look and see if you have anything opposite the Galactic Center, conjunct the galactic anticenter, and if that resonates with the planet that falls there, you know, does that feel accurate to you? Do you feel like there are issues in being able to see and feel that planet clearly, to express it clearly, to express it in a way that's not through a fog. Things of that nature. I would totally do that because it's definitely very interesting. And let us know if you do this. Let us know. We'd love to hear what y'all have to say about it. So I'm gonna get going. But if you are watching this on YouTube, you can find us on Instagram at Let's Fuck With Astrology. I'm at Saturn Season Astrology on Instagram, and Natalie's at Abaturno Astrology on Instagram. If you're watching this on Instagram, you can find us on YouTube by searching for Let's Fuck With Astrology in the search bar. If you do the Reddit thing, you can find us on the subreddit Let's Fuck With Astrology. And if you're interested in the star cards, you can go to letsfuckwithastrology.com/star-cards. Okay, everybody. I'll see y'all later.